Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me change this. I trust the day went well. So, guys, welcome back to class. We have been on a journey of data analytics for a while now. So, we are continuing that journey this evening. Yesterday, we did data cleaning, and we did that through Excel. So, today, we are to do by your syllabus or by your curriculum, we are to do formatting. But we have done formatting several times since we began. So I'm just going to touch formatting again, just for reference sake. And I'll be showing you guys data cleaning with Power Query, Excel Power Query. So Excel Power Query is the inbuilt resource in Excel, and it's used for multiple things. So, and one of those things you can do is to clean your data. It's quite easy. So it's actually for data. It helps in cleaning and transforming data. It simplifies data imports and does all manners. So Excel Power Query is just for data transformation. So you can also clean your data in Excel Power Query. So what I'll be doing this evening is just two things. So I'll just run through formatting again. Then we're going to be cleaning another data set with Excel Power Query. So last time we cleaned with just the normal Excel interface. So we're going to be doing another cleaning, another data transformation and cleaning with Excel Power Query. So you can get a hang of it. Now let me just open a data set. Let me see. Let me open one of the old data sets so I can do a little bit of formatting. Okay, which one do you have here? Let me open the superstore. Okay. All right. So it's superstore. I'll also show my what's it called, so you guys can have a look of it. So on the let's look up that we have been trying to achieve. If you will see my Chrome here, you see I've been updating my Excel all day. In fact, I've wasted probably over 10 gig trying to achieve that anyway. That must be 10. So, but I've not been able to finish that up. So probably in next class, my Excel have been updated so that I can use the X lookup functions. Now, I promise I was going to run through that. So let's work with conditional formatting and formatting in Excel. That's your self-formatting in Excel. So, you know, the first thing I said, you can see, we're not sure, is this a table or not? This is not a table, because if it was a table, you'll have seen the filter options here, and there'll be a drop down. Like last time I said, so select all, and you are inserting tables here. I mean, your table has headers. So anytime in the table, you will notice that there will be a filter option beside the column headers. So no matter what color it is, so far you're not seeing this, it's not a table. So let's just go back there. Let's go back here. All of that. So table design, convert to range. Let's take it back to our normal range. So you can see that yes. You can see that the colors are still there. So, but yet it's not a table. The colors are still there, but it's not a table. Why? Because the format is still there. So if I select all, if I go to clear here, my clear button, my clear icon, or eraser tool, you can clear formats. So by clear formats, I'm back at normal range. So if I select this, select all of this, which you can use Control Shift right for that. I use Control Shift right for that. And we go back here to highlight. It's almost looking like what we started with. So the fact that it's painted, it has colors, does not mean it's a table until you check and you see that filter there and it's not there. It's not a table. So formatting, as usual, you can do anything in formatting. This is your conditional formats, and you're selecting whatever you want. There are new rules, there are managing rules, there are all manners of rules here. So if this is a data set on Superstore for Tableau. So if we're selecting this, we're doing formatting, we're saying, okay, we want to see the profit. So any profit that is higher than I profits. So I profit, so greater than, let's say greater than $200. Let's say $200. What should it do? Dark red text. So okay. So when you scroll down, you can see those ones that are greater than $200. So just simple formatting conditions. So if I should go back, you can also say conditional formatting, top and bottom rules. You want to do the top 10 items, top 10, top 10, top 10, bottom 10. Let's go top 10. So top 10, we have filled top 10 with now it's much. You can't see top 10. You have to sort it out. Yep, you have to sort it out. So you have to sort it out. So let's sort now from largest to smallest. Expand selection. Okay, expand selection. Sort. Now it's giving me minus. I want the positives. Positives. Largest to smallest. So you can see largest to smallest sorting gives us this. I know that I've done my conditional formatting to highlight the top 10 in profit. So if not that I did the sort, I would have to be searching for it to find what it is. So let's go back. Yeah, let's go back there. So you have so much of formatting. You have IO cell rows, you have top, bottom, you have data bars. Data bars will show it in such a way that it will read. So let's try data bar. So having this. That was just gradient style. Let's see color fill now. Compatibility mode, color scales. Let's go back. So all you're doing for formatting is just to change the outlook of your worksheet, how it's going to look like, how your worksheet is going to look like. So you can do all of this and say, okay, conditional formatting, the top 10 items for the entire this thing. So by what? So we can go there. Most times I just like going table. I just like inserting table. Because once you insert table, you can do all manners. This is just tables. These are just tables. And normal tables. So I just the all manners of formatting. I don't like this. I don't think anybody should like this. So you go to the home, you clear your formats. Hmm? Oh, I've not removed it from the table. I've not converted to range. Convert to range first before you're able to clear your format. So convert to range, then you go and clear your format there. So that's it. So basically, you can just try on your own. You can check all manners of conditional formatting that is here, all manners of rules that you can set. You can also set new rules. You can manage rules. Let's try and set. Let's see. Manage rules. So you can change this one now from top 10. You can say you don't want top 10. You want top 20. Can you see? So you can edit rules. So you can just change from top 20. You can do cells based on values, all manners of things. That's what you do by editing rules. So you can change this to the top 20. You can add a new rule. Let's see. You can do color scale, change your color scale, do your maximum or your minimum. You can pick any of this that is up here. So basically, you can just make it look better. Let people see it. They are probably their KPIs, their high values. They can see it easily. So that's all of formatting. So just on your own, just try all this formatting, do the top rules, the bottom rules, and stuff like that. Let me try the icon set. Icon set are used for numbers. Let's just profit for icon sets. So let me do this for icon set. So we want to show that, okay, fine, that there are some that they are increasing in values or increasing in numbers, but there's no set rule for it. So let's go back to icon set. Okay, let's manage that rules for icon set. So we are using this icon set applies to this. Okay, we are editing rule. So we're now saying now that any, like now probably your profit, you have loss, you have profit, you have a range that is not profit, is not loss, but you have some range that is loss, you have some range that is profit. So now you can increase your value and say, okay, fine, when my value is more than, when my profit is more than, let's say 100, and when it's less than 100, equals to less than 100 equals to 99. Let me do this 99 for that. Let's go there. Let's apply that. So you can see that all of this that is less than 100 is showing a drop icon. The fact that you are not making any money according to you, because your base value of what you consider as a good profit is more than 100. So all these rules you can just edit them. You can edit most of these things are not on. You can edit them. You can go. Let me highlight them again. You can go conditional formats, all manners of rules, and just enjoy yourself. Just make it. You can make your worksheet look better. You can show certain points and say, okay, I want you guys to see how this looks like. That's just it. That's just it. You can make it bold. You can increase your size, and you can do all manners of things like that. So that is just based on conditional formatting. We have done it over and over again when we're working on our worksheets of different ones. I've done it time and time again. That's about top 10%, bottom 10, average, below, highlight cell rules, less than, greater than, equals to, text that contains duplicate value. You can also do that for duplicate value. Let's go. Let's try for duplicate value. So let's highlight all and let's say duplicate value. We're still working on duplicate values because we're still working on duplicate values. I'm rushing it. Okay. Working on duplicate values now. It's almost hanged this. Let me know wait for it. So you can just work on duplicate values and things like that. Let me end task. Okay. So that's just basically everything on formatting, conditional formatting, whatever kind of formatting, and you are good to go. So on your own, you can just check those out, try your own kind of formatting, try other different methods, and just see how you go. So now we did the data cleaning yesterday, and like I said, data cleaning is one of the easiest things to do. Just have your check and balances what you want to do. Now, some people like using Power Query because to them, it's easier or it's better or it's faster than using your normal worksheet functions and formulas to do your data cleaning, instead of using your trim functions, your proper functions, and some other things like that. Some people just decide that no, they feel Power Query is easier. If you ask me personally, I won't say there's one easier than the other. But because Power Query does not involve, many a times it doesn't involve functions, some people prefer it. Me, I'm so used to using the normal one than going to Power Query. Now you won't have choice to go into Power Query when you get to Power BI. You don't have choice. You have to go to Power Query, except you have your complete, what's it called, your complete columns in Excel before you import to Power BI or something like that. So I won't say there's one better than the other. It's just for you to know. And I'm sure that some people prefer to use Power Query than normal Excel functions. So now let's claim this data set with Power Query. So what you do, you go to data. So highlight all. Yes, highlight all. Then I'm sure you guys can still see my screen. I'm still yes, my screen. I won't be able to see you guys raised hands, but let me just pick someone yonder. Why are you raising your hands? Do you have any question? You can open your mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where can we find the data? This data you are using.
The data. You can, don't worry about using this. You can use the one I used the last time. That the one I used to clean the last one. I'll send this to the platform too. I'll send it to just watch along with me. It's almost similar to the one I used the last time. Very similar to the one I used yesterday. Or you can also go to, if you want free data sets, you can go to Kaggle and download data sets. But I'll send these ones to your platforms. It's almost the same thing as one I used yesterday. So because I'm not using you can see now that I used the Superstore, it almost hanged the system because it's heavy. So I'm just using the lower one to just make sure you see what I'm doing. So you can see, I'll send it to the platform today, but you can also use the one I used yesterday for it. It's almost the same thing. So where was I? So we're going to Power Query, just data cleaning Power Query. You know, normally, if I want to clean this data without going to Power Query, let me go back to normal. What I would do is, okay, my data fine, my everything is fine here. I would, this is very important. I will trim this and I'll proper it. So I'll probably do the trim function or the proper trim function like that. This one, it's okay here, but if I say I want to merge columns, I can merge columns. This is on split already. I have my profit, revenue, stuff like that. So let's just go the normal way. So the other way. So we're going to data, you select all, and you go to some table or range. I don't like the fact that this is giving me from table or range. So it will ask you which, let me go back so you can see what I did again. Normally if you watch the class again, you know what I did. So copy off from table or range, simply press this instead. From table or range. So my table has headers. Yes. So it opens the Excel Power Query Editor. Excel Power Query Editor. So this is it. This is your Power Query. You can see up here, you can see home that has close and load. Once you finish editing, click close and load and you're fine. Refresh view, probably you have new data coming in. You have advanced editor properties, choose columns, remove columns, keep rows, split column. So if you remember very well, we did splits, we were splitting column the other time. So you can split column here, you can group by, you can manage queries, append queries, and all of that underneath your home. If you look at this right part, this where you see applied steps. Everything you do in Power Query, every step you did, everything you ever did in Power Query to show you. So you can go back, you can cancel any step instead of pressing Ctrl Z. So you can cancel any step here and you'll be fine. So let's go to transform. Under transform, we have group by, we have replace values on pivot, extracts, statistics, standard, all manners of that, pivot column and all of the rest. So you can see add column, you can see column from custom column. You might be using custom column a lot. You might likely use this a lot because when you're adding columns to it, where you're adding some columns that deals with aggregation, summation, or you're just getting, like now you have this, now you have profit and revenue. So if you want to do profit margin is a different column. So you likely do a custom column like that. So you have conditional column, index column, duplicate column, and the rest. So you have view, blah blah blah, like that. So you just look at all of that, and let's go back to what we're trying to achieve. Anytime you bring to Power Query, you will have this, your dates with the time, and most times in some of your data set you will not have time. So just click this. Let's click this. Then you go to date. Let's just have date there. So yes, replace current. So you can see that the date is there. So now we have date, arrival date, same thing. Let me remove that time. That is not necessary there. Place current. So we have arrival date, we have order date, we have order ID, we have names, departments, and a lot of other things like that. So if you want to, let's start with, let's just start with this first. Let's start with this. So we are selecting this. Why? I want to make it normal case. That means proper case. Want to trim it, want to move that space. Power Query has its own limitations to do. So you go to, let's go to transform. Yes. And we go to format, this format here. Click on format. You can see trim here. Normally you'll have used function for this. You'll have used um, equals to your trim function, open parentheses. Probably this is likely a then it's not doesn't have column numbering here, but maybe it's gonna be a B C D, probably a D2, a D2 close parentheses, then autofill. It works on the rest. But this one, you just select your column, go to transform, go to format, then let's do trim first. You can see it's trim. It's trim. So you can see at the right, you're having trimmed text. You're having trimmed text at the right. Trimmed text. So that's not enough. We want to make it a proper case. So we go to format and we go to capitalize each word. So you can see that each word is now capital, is now capital, each word is now capital. So capitalize each word. You can see all of that. So now one of the limitations that we have for Power Query is the fact that if there's double space somewhere, it would not remove that. Okay, yeah, you can see that this Ali Fritz now. There's a double space between Ali and Fritz. Let me see again. This one to Stephen Michael has a double space. All of them. You can see that's a double space. So what do you do here? You replace values. So click it, replace values. So double space with a single space. Let's replace that. So you can see it's normal now. So we have worked on this. It's just fine. It's okay. So you can see here you have changed type, trimmed text, capitalized each word, replaced value. I've not met I don't know any of my friends that I don't know. Let me not say that. Some people love it. I mean, I've used function already in Excel and I'm fine. The first thing I want us to know is this. I want us to just make a small research. What is the advantages of using Power Query Editor over the normal Excel worksheet functions and editing? What are the advantages, pros and the cons of each other? So probably I will ask that in the next class for that. So what do we do again? Let's try and merge columns. Should we try and merge columns? Yes. Okay, let's add columns. Let's add columns first. Let's add columns. Let me merge first. So merging columns is just simple. Just pick the column you want to merge, hold Control, the next column, and you will see merge columns here. So click on merge columns. It's not asking you now that what are you separating it? I'm separating with comma, probably. Let me separate with comma. This comma here. So what's the new name of the merge column? So I'm merging department and region. Let me just say department region. So when I click the OK, it gives me, where is it? Where's department and region? Yep, this is it here. Department and region. If I go left, if I go right, where's, okay, so it has merged my department and region as department and region. So let me go back. Let me go back. So I just cancelled that now, and I went back here. Very easy, right? So let's go. Let's put department first. Department and region, merge column. So you have the comma, you have the departments. Department and region. So I matched them. Now, very easy to split your column. We always split column. We do text to column in our normal editing. We use text to column. So let's split this column now. Let's split this column by delimiter. So I'm splitting by delimiter. So I'm splitting it at comma. Okay. So you have department here. You have region here. And it's easy to change the title. Just double click on it. So change your title to department. Let's double click this to region. So yeah, there. So what else can we do here? Okay, so let's do a little bit of analysis. Let's do a little bit of analysis. Let's do a profit margin. Profit margin. So add column. So let's go to custom column. You know what I'm trying to say? So after this profit, we want to do profit margin. And profit margin is just profit divided by revenue. So you want to add column, custom column. You want to go to, let's name the new column, profit margin. So custom column formula, we are starting with profit, right? So you click on profit, insert. So divided by what? By revenue. You can see your available columns here. So instead of doing the formulas and saying equals to C3 divided by whatever, and you are auto-filling it. And sometimes you find it difficult to, you don't know what is what and which is which. You're just winging it. So profits, you can see the column names here. Profits and revenue, insert, click OK. So you can see here now, we have what? We have profit margin. You can see on this column now, we have profit margin. So now, remember that when I was doing dates, I clicked on this right here. So now let's go here. We want it to be in percentage. You can change your format here, your decimal, currency, O number, percentage, date, time, anything here. So now we want it to be in percentage. So this is our profit margin. You guys get that now. And you can copy this, you can duplicate it. Anytime you finish editing in Power Query, it's going to save this your queries here as a separate sheet. So it's not going to affect the sheet that you have in place already. So it's going to save. That's why he already gave this one as table 1 and table 2, and you can rename them. Let me say Power Query editing, whatever I want to rename it. we can rename them. So this Power Query editing, you can see it over here, and it's all of that. So what else can we do here? Profit, revenue. We can do dates. There's arrival date, there's order date. So we can do another column and we'll say, okay, let's do a date subtraction. So let me go to add column. You can see dates here. So let me go there. Let me go arrival dates. This date column. So you can see subtract days here. So I'm clicking the arrival date first, then the order date, and I'm going to date here, and I'm going to subtract days. You can see now this is subtraction. So this is the days. That means the days between your arrival date and your order date. Just for people like Oraimo, Jimmy, and stuff like that. So we can also rename it as usual. You can name it whatever. Dates. What do we call it? So it's quite easy for you to add columns, remove columns, edit, format, index columns, and do all manners. As simple as it is. So when you're done, you still probably come back here and do some few other things. So when you're done, what you just do, you go to the home. You can see this close and load. So let's do this for now. Close and load. You can see it's loading. It's getting data. All right. So yeah, that's not applying. Let me cause it first. So you can see now that you have table one, PQ editing, and you have your original sheet here. You can see your original sheet here. So let me cancel this. You can see your original sheet here. Let's do what we usually do. Auto fit column width. Yep. Okay. So if you want to change this back to over to range. Yeah. Clear formats. And like I said, like I mentioned before, sometimes it's better for you to have tables. There's some things that you do without needing to go into functions or summations, like I said the other time. So if you just go to tables and insert tables and let's go tables. Okay, tables. You can do the total row. So you have this total here. I almost mentioned it. You can drop down, do your average, do your count, do your whatever here. You can select this one now, do your count, do your sum, do for your max number. Very easy instead of doing functions and you get. So we can see. So this was what we edited with our Power Query. This was what we edited with our Power Query. You can split, you can change dates, you can do all of this, you can do all of that. So that's basically it. Let me take questions for now. Let's take questions. People that have questions about the last class. Normally, I should do formatting today, but formatting, I've done formatting too many times during when we started, and I just ran through formatting. Let me take questions before we proceed. So if you have any question, just raise your hand. And what we did yesterday, what we did today. I think, like I mentioned, my X lookup, I'm still downloading. If you notice my downloads, it's almost done, but that has been giving me an issue since morning. I've done 9 gig twice. I'm with the third one now. Okay, David. Yeah, let me have you.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Toby. Thanks for the teaching. I want to ask where we can at some time get data sets to practice some of this work. Where we can access it, the data set.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So I've mentioned that before. This data set I'm using, you can mute your mic. I have been sending it to your platform. If you check your portal, you'll see it at every class. I sent 4 earlier. I sent 1 yesterday. I'm not saying this, but just wanted to just do the class before I send it. So, but if you need more data sets, you can just Google data sets, but you can also get it from Kaggle, Kaggle. That is where we get most data sets that you want to try. Want to check raw data sets, data cleaning and stuff like that. There's a data set I was sent today. That data set is more than up to 400 MB, and it's just one sheet, one Excel sheet, more than 400 MB. You can imagine how heavy that data set is. So some people ask that why using functions? To kill, I'm coming to you. You say why using functions or why using all these parameters in Excel? The fact is, you will not be working with things you can easily see or edit. You're going to be working with things that you cannot determine what is what or which is which. That's why it's very important. So you can I've sent the data sets to the portal, then you can get data set from Cargo, you can get data set online, and like that. So Okikiola, and Cargo is free, so you can get it there.
Good evening, sir. So now I want to understand something because when you used Excel yesterday, it was kind of like it was complex in my eyes. So today that you use query to do the same thing that you did with Excel yesterday, it was like a little bit simpler. Is it that query is more easier than Excel, or it's just the way you did it?
All right. Now I mentioned that query, Power Query is easier for a lot of people than Excel, than the normal Excel formulas and functions. But you know that it's not everything that the normal formulas and function has that query has. There are a few things I didn't do there. So you can use, but the more you get used to functions, the more functions are quite simple. It's quite simple. You just need to understand your parameters. You just need to understand what you are editing with. At a point I was like, the more I'm dwelling to functions, people will begin to think that data analytics is hard, or because of you're writing a lot of functions, data analysis is it can be very serious. You get. I'm gonna do one column in Power Query now that I'll be using a method and I'll be typing out a formula. If you look at that, you know how Power Query 2 can be hard. No. Just as long as you get used to having functions, as long as you get used to using formulas and there's everything in formulas and functions. Formula is just you pressing your equals to, and you are typing. You want Excel to do something for you. Probably 1 + 1. Excel will tell you 2. 10 times 50. Mathematical equations, statistics, and things like that. Those are formulas. Excel will give you the answers of those things. And even if you go beyond that and go into, you want to use cells and say C3 plus B3 or times this and that times that, Excel even uses BODMAS-ish to calculate its stuffs. But when you're not going to functions, you're now using certain criteria, certain logical functions, or certain things. You're telling Excel, okay, this is what I want. Excel is using its own internal functions to drive whatever you have. And you have the common ones, you have the uncommon, the ones that are not common, that people don't really use. So if you click FX now, you have the whole list of functions. So the more you do these things, it depends on what you eventually become as a data analyst. Some people have not touched Excel for a while. Some people have just been doing, some people do Power Query for all of this. That's not in Excel, in Power BI. I have a friend that does not touch Excel at all. She uses SQL for whatever she's doing. So everyone has their own preferences. And that's why we are saying Excel is a multifunctional tool. It covers everything. You're doing Power Query is in Excel. You are doing data visualization is in Excel. You are doing your dashboard is in Excel. You are doing what's that word now? Yeah, can't find that word now. So you have a lot of things that Excel is just a multifunctional tool. And there's some companies now that they don't send you if you have Tableau skills or if you have Power BI skills, they don't send you. All they want is Excel, because Excel can do a lot. All I've thought about Excel is not just also Excel. That's why I was trying to teach different things in Excel, so I guys can know that Excel is so broad. It's so broad. And that's why some people who have also used Excel over the years and they have not clicked a single function because there is a ready-made template that they have been working with. In fact, in recent times now, they are incorporating AI into Excel. So all manners of things. You just have to come down to click your criteria to know what's up. I'll just go through. I'll just go through one of that in normal editing, and I'll go into Power Query. So for some people, it's much easier. For a lot of people, it's much. In fact, everybody claims that Power Query is much easier. Me, I might have a different thought anyway, but everybody claims Power Query is much. 80% claims Power Query is much easier. So either you want the old school way or the Power Query in Excel. So anyone is fine, as long as you get what you want. Sometimes I work with large data sets. I don't even need Power Query for it. And sometimes I just go there and I use them. So it depends. Like now, all this trim, I'm using trim, I'm using proper in Power Query, and I'm going to select them once. If I just use a single function for my normal editing, it will have worked for everything instead of selecting one and selecting the other. You notice that if you move, if your Excel file, if your Excel worksheet, if it's not orderly, in the sense that if the heights and the widths are having issues, when you just load into Power Query automatically adjusts it automatically. So anyone that works for you is fine, and that's why I thought it. The fact that there are some functions coming. The fact that there are some functions that are not in Power Query, it's more easy. Like I said, it's easy because you can easily click it. I'm going to do something in Power Query now. You will say, why is it like that? But it's Excel is easy, whether it's Power Query or whether it's, you just have to understand what you are trying to achieve. If you understand what you're trying to achieve, and the more you use it, the better and easier it gets. Is there VLOOKUP in Power Query? Now VLOOKUP, what are we trying to achieve with VLOOKUP? We are looking up a formula. So let's go back there. You know the funniest thing, this VLOOKUP of a thing, as long as you have XLOOKUP, you will not use VLOOKUP. In fact, my download is almost done. Is at, I think, let me see. So I still have 34 minutes left for my download. As long as you have XLOOKUP, you will not touch VLOOKUP. That's why I was trying to do XLOOKUP. I'll probably do it in next class. I'm sure I'll have sorted out for next class. So, but majorly there's no VLOOKUP in Power Query. But what you can merge queries in Power Query. Can merge queries in Power Queries. There are other functions in Power Queries. What we just did today was just to use the data cleaning functions. So I said I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to, okay, let me show you guys that. Let me go back. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to Power Query. Okay, so you can see my screen now. Let me go back to video editing. You can see now that Power Query now asks if your table has headers because it has already added headers the first time I was editing it. It has added headers already, so it's not asking me any question about headers here. So, all right. So what I want to do here is, okay, I want to make, okay. So this payment type that I can see here, you can see credit card, credit card, transfer, bank transfer. Now, bank transfer is the same thing as transfer. Credit card is the same thing as card. Now you can say you want to make it easy for yourself. Find and replace. Just replace. Replace values. You can say, okay, I want to replace credit card with card or card with credit card, just to make sure that all of that works out fine. But now we want to do it as a new column. I want to do a new column. So let me add a new column. So I got a custom column. All right. So what do I even call my custom column? What's that? Payment. Payment. So Let me use my I know my format markets. Yes. These are conditional columns now. You can add clause to conditional columns. You know, the way I'm even looking at this thing now, I'm wondering that if I should start it now, if we don't enter issues with making Power Query that's much complicated than that. Okay. Let me see, check if there's any question now. Let me know. All right. I think we are done with the questions, right? I think we are done with the questions right now. Are there any questions before I go into something that I don't know? At the end of the day, where will we end up at? Does anybody have any question on the VLOOKUPs and the functions and things like that? Have anybody practiced yet? And what has been your challenge on the functions and the rest? Yeah, okay, Kiola.
I've been trying to like since when the day that you cleaned the data, you did data cleaning with
Yeah.
last. So I've been trying to like replicate your work and try to do the same thing. So I've been having issues with uh,
Is that a network or my network? I can hear you again. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me?
We
I'm
can
having
hear
issues
you.
with it because I don't know where to start.
Okay, so it's
And
this network.
I just
Okay, where exactly have you been
want
having issues? Yeah, I can hear you, but I can hear you now.
sir, it's the VLOOKUP. It is the VLOOKUP.
Okay. So the VLOOKUP. Okay. Has anybody else been having issues with the VLOOKUP? Please, where can we get data from? Are you going to drop it in our group? I've said it several times. You have dropped the data set. It's on the portal. I think somebody should just download it and send it to the group. It's on the portal. You guys can download it and send it to your WhatsApp. Or it's on the portal. That's been on the portal since the first time. That's been there. So since so far we have time. Formatting is not that much. We have already done the formatting, so you can decide that let's do something else with our time. I will just run through a little bit of that. I'll just run through a little bit of that VLOOKUP again, so that we can see what's up. We can know what we need to do. I don't know why my okay. Let me see. Let me go back. Let me share my screen again. Okay, I'm still sharing my screen. No problem. I'm still sharing my screen. Trying to achieve something. Mhm. I'm not having my prompts. I don't know if it's my Excel that is having issues. I'm not having my prompts here. Let me do this. All the reason I don't like using Power Query that much because it's heavy. Loads on its own. I've closed this now. I'm still having issues with it. I've closed it already. I don't have that patience to wait for it. So let's just end that. Mhm. All right, so let's use so lookups, job lookups. Okay. I seriously wish I've done my Excel is back to normal because I've been updating it. I sincerely wish so that I can teach you guys this X lookup. X lookup is easier than VLOOKUP. But let me even confirm now. How many of you guys have checked if you have X lookup on your system? Do you have X lookup on your system? Let me confirm that first. How many people have checked if they have X lookup on their system? You know, some people have tried the VLOOKUP. How many people have checked if you don't have it? Okay, Kiola does not have it. Does anybody have X lookup on their system? That means you might. That's why I've been doing VLOOKUP over and over again. You might have to update your Excel. There's no X lookup on Excel system. Excel 16, 2016, no, there's no, it's from 2021. So just update your Microsoft Office. It's I think it's a 9 gig file. Professional Plus is 5 gig. So just so you can find your way around that. All right, so let's just try that one more time. Let me not use this because this is just one single VLOOKUP here. So let me not use this. Let me use another one. The one I specifically did for data. I think it's this one. There's one I specific. This is just data. This is sorry. This is VLOOKUP. Yeah. I did this one specifically for VLOOKUP. That one like close now covers VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and HLOOKUP. I'm just going to run through this for a few minutes. I'll take questions and when the class today is going to be short. It's going to be a short class because today's formatting. I mean, I've sorted out formatting, and we just want to go extra to Power Query. We have done a little bit of Power Query. You guys should just do more. Just check the functions of Power Query and just do what you have to do with it. I will, you can, like I said, you can get your practice files from Cargo and download some online just to get yourself used a little bit with Excel. So we're going to be doing pivot tables tomorrow. That's what we're doing tomorrow, pivot tables. So next week, we're going to be rounding up Excel next week. Do dashboards, round up Excel with the new features Excel has. And we're done with Excel by next week. So I want to go back to this VLOOKUP. And it's quite simple, really. It's quite simple, really. I don't like pressing function on my system. No, most systems has lights instead of function. So I like using my prompt. So it's quite simple, really. I know we have gone through this, and everything has explanation in the sense that if I press equals to here, and I go VLOOKUP, and I press my tab, the first thing it asks me, if you look at this prompt down, look at this prompt down. The first thing it asks me is, what is my lookup value? So the first thing first is that your lookup value, because that's why you are in a VLOOKUP in the first place. You are looking for something that is related to it somewhere else. You can have,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, you want to say something or okay. So now today I opened a data set. I used the data set today that has over 50,000 rows. It has over 50,000 rows. Now you're giving the instruction, if you are driving out an analysis of certain names because I was working on the company data, on the company on the data. So branches and like that and stuff like that. So you are given a name now and you have to find certain things about that person or what's up. Now you're having seed here and you're asking that what is seed's customer profession? Or if it's automated or you have some certain automated platforms now, there's no problem with that. Some of you might not touch video call all through your data analysis career. You may not touch it. You may not even touch anything that seems like it. But it is better that you have ideas of these things or you know how it works. So that when you go for the right interviews and you're only a subview specialist, or you're only an SQL specialist, or you're only an Excel specialist, you should be able to touch all the things that relates to data analytics. But there will be some things that you will get better at, whether due to use or due to familiarity or due to your personal preference than others. There's some things you get better at. I won't mention those things that I love more than the others. So you guys not become lecture and like, I think it's this one I love more. No. So it's as simple as that. So things for VLOOKUP now, you're looking at for customer profession of these names. And these names are here. So the first thing is your lookup value. What are you looking for? What that lookup value? Seed. And as usual, after you're done with that first one, you can see lookup value, comma, table array, comma, column index number, comma, range lookup. It's as simple as that. So that's a lookup value. The next thing is what? Your table array. I'm so used to Excel or working here that I won't highlight all these things. I won't highlight them normally. So let's just go F4 column H10. And instead it has selected all. So now I want to do something now. I want to try something. So F4 column H10, let's just put our function, our F4, let's lock it up without highlighting it. So if you look at it now, you see that it only locked H and locked 10. It didn't lock everything. If you click your F4 again, it will highlight, it only locked 10, it didn't lock everything. If you click your F4 again, it just goes round and round and round. And that's why I just highlight it myself. I light it and lock it. Because I don't know what to remove. Sometimes you will not lock some things because you want it to move downward. Or you want the column. Okay, I think I should have. I think I will do that. I don't know if I have the data sets for locking. Okay, I'll see if we have time in the next class. Next time is pivot. Okay, we have time in next class. I will teach basically on locking, the do's and don'ts in locking this thing. But in this one, we only need to lock everything anyway. So this is your table array. And now, comma, what's the next thing? Your column index number. You are looking for customers profession. So you're looking for the profession. That means you're looking for that column index number, which is profession. So you will number it 1, 2, 3. Now this is what SLOOKUP will not do. SLOOKUP will not ask you for numbering. We'll do the SLOOKUP tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. After we'll do it tomorrow. I'll make sure my Excel is sorted today. We'll do it tomorrow so that I can show you guys. But fortunately, many of you does not have SLOOKUP anyway. But this one, you will number it 1, 2, 3. So profession is 3. Now, today, I'm not going to be using 0 or 1 for false or true. I'm be using it because I think that is confusing some people. But for those that have listened to my former classes, you know what I'm talking about. So after that, which is your lookup, your column index number. Now, your comma, are you looking for the exact match or approximate match? We are looking for the exact match. What's the exact profession that seed is doing? So exact. That's false. You know, some people now in our mind, you be like, exact match should be true. No. According to Excel, exact match is false. Approximate match is true. So enter. So seed is what? The keyboard manager. Now let's autofill this. That's it. So same thing, look up from another sheet. Let's run it now faster. So we have look up for Monsanti. I should put Yoruba and Igbo names in this thing. So we have this Monsani or whatever. So now remember that it's dynamic. If I change seed now, and I change to Defino, if I change seed to Delfino, it will change. It's dynamic because the function, the lookup I'm using is outside that table. It's this name that I'm using. So if I change it now, if I say I don't want the Delfino, I want West. You can see West is head of operations, of mouse operations, or whatever it does. So if I could update my Excel without closing my all of this, I would have just done it so that I can just do that X lookup today. But I have to close my Excel to reinstall my updates. So now let's go to Montsani now. The same thing from another table. So go for Montsani. So let's have our VLOOKUP tab. Let's go here. So we are looking for phone numbers, right? What are we looking for? Montsani. Sorry, I'm distracted though. I was wondering now why is that? Somebody not correct me there. I was wondering that what was that? So the first thing that we're looking for is the name first. Don't forget that. I was wondering now that I was not. Nobody said anything about that. Like I've looked something up and nobody's saying anything. So this first is giving me another sheet because I've gone here before that. So what I'll do is let me click outside here. So let me delete this. Let me just finish that. Interesting. So let me just delete all of this. So we're back to square one. So if you look up tab, the first thing we're doing is we are choosing this guy. So the comma, then we're going to where we're going to, which is here. And so what is our table range? So we have A3 to B9. That's our table range. So let's highlight it now and lock it. My mouse is behaving funny. So highlight it and lock it. So after that, what do we have? Like F2. We're looking at numbers. That's the B. So it's actually very simple. It's just the same thing over and over again. Your lookup value, your array, your table array, where you're looking up, the column of where you're looking up from, then exact match or approximate match. So if I F2 this now, let me F2 this now. I don't, yeah. So let's go back. You can see as I'm deleting it, you can see all of it there. VLOOKUP value, table array, column index number, then lookup range, exact or approximate. As simple as that. So look for what you're looking for and just drop it down. Now, if we can change it to seed's phone number, let's just change it to seed. You can see phone number that's changed. So those one are the easier ones. Very easy. In fact, there's nothing difficult in VLOOKUP. In fact, I should never say very easy. All of it is just understand what you're trying to understand your statement, understand your arguments. So if you go to approximate now, all we are changing in approximate is we are not doing exact match anymore. We are doing approximate match. It's still the very same thing. If I remove this now and say, okay, let me open lookups, let me open this data set. and I want to do VLOOKUP of this data set. I want to do VLOOKUP. Now we have been doing array fits a lot. Let's delete array fits. Let's go to Nyla Lovac. Let's be back. Novak. So what are we looking for? We're looking for Nyla Lovac's commission. So what's the first thing that you do? Bring your equals to sign. Very easy. Bring your equals to sign. So if you look up, that's it. So this is the first thing. Whatever you are dealing with is the first thing. That's your lookup value. So this is your lookup value. You can have your, now let me not be rigid. Let me not be rigid. Let's just scatter everything like that. So let me just scatter everything like that. So we're looking for let's go Steven Michael. So I have Steven Michael here. I'm looking for Steven Michael, and I want to look for what is commission. So let's go. VLOOKUP. So lookup value is Steven Michaels, and my table array. What's my table array? I should be asking this. I should be asking this as questions, not even doing it myself. So let me just type it. B3. You scroll down, it ends at 24. So B3 column F24. Now let's lock it. What's X? Column index number. Because we're looking for commission. We're looking for commission. So column index number. What does that give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now, approximate match or exact match? Exact match. So let's see. So that's Steven Michaels, because it's an approx. It's when click here now, the entire money is 651.21797. It's not showing because we have approximated it to 2. So all of these have been removed. So the same thing. Very easy. You can see that I left array fits or left whatever I have here. I typed it here, but I make sure that I was looking up this. So I picked, when I look at it, F2, you can see that I picked this. You can see that I even highlighted my table array. You can see that I picked H15. This one here was my lookup value. You can see that everything that I need is highlighted. My lookup value is highlighted in blue. My table array is highlighted in red. You can see that all of that has been sorted out. So, okay, do you still have any challenge with VLOOKUP? Like, if you just look at it.
No, sir, I don't have any issue.
Wait.
The one is just showing
Okay.
NA. I'm practicing it. I was practicing it, so but my own is showing.
Okay,
NA.
okay. Which one? What part is showing NA?
In that multi-santi showing NA.
Exactly. Now those are the mistakes that we talked about yesterday. You did not lock it. That your lookup array. Lock it with F4. That your lookup. No, we have been in lookup array since. Let me go F2 here. Let me go F2 to show these values. You can see it here. Let me go F2 to show these values. This lookup array, this B3 column F24 in this one. I don't know which one you're doing multi-santi, so I don't know what you have
yes,
there.
Sir, yes, sir.
B3 to F24. Highlight it. Highlight whatever. Highlight that array. Highlight it.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Put F4 to lock it.
Okay. Okay, I'll
You
try
are
it now,
not
sir.
locking your array. So lock it. Once you lock your array, it will not move. I showed you guys yesterday that when I did not lock it, the column, the red part, which is my lookup array, shifted because I auto filled it. So it shifted downwards. And once it shifts downward, it has passed multisanti that is up. Those are one of the things that we did as lookup errors yesterday. I did that as lookup errors. We lookup errors. I did this. I did it here. I did lookup errors here. I did it here. That once you don't lock it, if I just move down, it will shift down. So you will lock it. That's why you're having that error. So if you lock it, you won't have that error anymore. All right. So do you have any other question from you guys? So if you came to the class late, just go and watch the class to check on Power Query. Learn more on Power Query. You can do your data cleaning with Power Query if you feel that the functions and the formulas is a lot. So it's not everything Power Query has. It's not every, they have their own advantages. So before the next class, you guys should just check the pros and the cons. What is on Power Query that is not on normal Excel editing, and compare. Then we have that. And I mentioned that I was going to send your assignments. I'll still send a data set that you will clean and you will send, you upload on your portal.
Mhm.
So I'll send a data set that you clean and you upload on your portal. And lastly, I will set up a quiz tonight. I'll set up a quiz tonight on a particular data set.
Sorry.
That'll be your assignment. No, you have 1 week to sort it. You have 1 week to sort it out. You have 1 week
Okay. So
to
can
sort it
you
out.
review how to lock up this last thing that you said now? How to lock up this
You
thing
use
so that
F2. I've been using 2 functions since I started Excel. I use 2 functions regularly. Let me open this. I use F2 to check my formula or my statement or my argument. If you click F2 now, it shows your argument. The other function I've been using since I started was F4. And what F4? Let me type it. F4, what it does is it locks. Your original name is absolute. So F4 is F4, that's function 4. What it does is to lock whatever array that you are using. If I go, let me see if I can go back. Okay, go back. All right. If I show this, anyone, you can see that this place is locked. Anytime you lock it, it shows the $sign. So if you can't find your F4, just use your $sign. Use $sign in front, but you will not be able to lock everything together. So with your $sign, except you understand locking more than that. So, but if you see $sign, that $sign means it's locked. So you just use your $sign to lock it up like that. Let me F2 it so I can see. So you can see this now. This means A is locked. Row 3 is locked. This is what it means. So I'm just trying to explain for those that don't really understand this or who wants to really understand this. Let me go out. For those that really want to understand what locking is all about, let me go here. So let me do F2. Okay, bring this up. This is for data numbers. Let me go for the let me go on that one. Because that data numbers might confuse some people again. Okay, so let me go data numbers. F2. So you can see $sign in front of F, $sign in front of 4, $sign in front of H, $sign in front of 10. What that means is that I locked F column, it will not move. I locked F column to not move. I locked the row F4, this row of 4, it will not move. I locked H column, it will not move. I locked everything. So I locked everything. So this F means the F column, the H column, and I locked the rows from 4 to 10. If I zoom out now, you can see, oh, because I'm on that. Let me go back. Let me just end this here so I can zoom out. If I zoom out now, you can see that this table has row 4. You can see this is row 4. Can you see that's row 4 to row 10? Let me highlight it. You can see it has row 4 to row 10. You can see. So, and I have column F to H. So I locked all of this and all of this. So if I press for this now, don't let me lock it. Let me unlock so that I can see what I'm talking about. I showed you guys this yesterday. I'm just showing it again. So let me do F2. Let me not lock it. Let me remove all the dollar sign there. Yes. I can easily remove it like this or just highlight back. So I remove all the dollar sign there. So you can see. So if I fill it now, you can see now I have NA Montisanti. Montisanti have NA. Now, if you click F2 to show you your array, your statements, and where it's coming from, you can see this one involves everything. But this one now, if I press F2 for this one is just lucky to be okay. It involves from Defino downward, and it added extra row here because the role is not locked. So the reason why this one brought out something reasonable is because URA is still within those parameters. Now, if you now go to this one now, Montisanti without locking, if I press F2, you can see that it has come down 2 rows. It has come down this row and this row. Montisanti now is now out of it. It will not pick it because it's not within your table array. And that's why you're having the error. And that's why it's very important to lock. That's why you're having this error. So if I do F2 now, if I open it, you can remember that you don't need to F2 every time. For me, I miss just doing F2, just click once I can have it. You can go and edit it up here. You can see your bar here where you have all of this. So you can go and edit it up here. You get. So let's go and edit up there instead of pressing F2. So you can just go and edit it up there. Function F4 lock. Then enter. Now fill it. Because whatever you do, you must fill it back. So that is it for that F4. That's just it. It's just called absolute. So F4 lock or absolute. That's just it. So do you have any other question before we go to 9th?
Yes, sir, it has worked, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
It has worked. All right. That's why you're having issues with it.
Sir, the issue was I use my normal keyboard. But when I use on screen keyboard, the F4 works. But my normal keyboard, it was like brightness and all.
That's then you press the function. That's how you or you press the function. There's a function, what's it called? There's a function key on your normal keyboard. You have to press your function key before you turn down your first listing to F4 or F functions. You get. So what is your normal keyboard? Just make sure you press your function. Function is usually beside control. It's usually beside control. So just use that. So before it's on screen, because on screen is not fast. If it works, then just press your function and it will work. All right. So that's the question before we go tonight. And that question goes. I know you guys will have a lot of questions next week. Once you guys clean the data set yourself, once you clean your data set yourself and you answer questions, you have questions next week because you will practice yourself and to achieve those things. Yeah. All right. Please drop your hands, Kiki. Except you have another question. Your hand is still raised. Except you have another question. Hand is still raised. All right. Let's you don't have question. Ephraim, you don't have question. You guys always have questions. All right. In the absence of none. So today we learned formatting. We have been doing formatting over and over again. We have been doing it. There's no way you not work on Excel files and not do formatting. Sometimes you will see some things and you are just like, who collected this data? So you use formatting always. And for those that are interested in Power Query, just learn it personally. Just keep learning Power Query. to know more on it, just Power Query. Just it's easier. Like I said, 80 to 90% of people claims Power Query is easier. They claim it's easier. So a lot of people claim it's easier. So you can learn more on Power Query. For some of us, we are used to normal editing and functions and formula. Festus, yes. Can I have you? After you, we are close for the day.
Sorry, I just want to find out something. Assuming that you created a table and
Yeah.
you have already done your data entry, but you discover that maybe a particular column is supposed to come before another, and you want to
Yeah.
just switch the positions of the I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you want to switch
I
the
get you.
columns.
I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is how do we do that without tampering with the data?
Let me show my screen for you so I can see. You can mute your mic. Okay. So I think you guys can see. You can see this, right? All right. So anytime you are using your cursor, you have this red, this white cross or white plus. You have this other one that is that has arrows. Let me zoom in so I can know what I'm talking about. You guys can see my screen, right? So you can see this plus is white now. If I move it here, it has 4 arrows at the end. But there's another one now that is just black cross. That black cross, you can see that black cross is usually from autofilling it. But now this one that has arrows, where is it? This one that has arrow means that you want to move whatever you have. So let me move this now. Data is there already. You want to place? I don't want to place. I'm not replacing that. Now I don't want to pick this up with it. So let me do control. Where is it? Sorry. Yeah. Control Shift down. Okay. So I have Control Shift down. You see what I did? Anytime you have this thing, this arrow, that is 4-corner arrow, you can move. Like now, if I want to duplicate this one now, I want to move this VLOOKUP. I want to move it. I want to make it to Control hold down. It duplicates. But if I want to move this alone, I just have to move it like this. That's sheets. But when it comes to tables, just highlight. Make sure you either highlight this. If there's nothing up here, you can highlight all of this. But most times you can just use Control Shift down from the first selected cell, or you can use your manual highlights like this. So anytime this appears, you can move it anywhere. You can see. You can move it anywhere. So move like this. Where is this brother? So this is why I'm not moving it on it, is because it will ask me to replace values. Another thing you can do again is this. I'll show you what else you can do now. So let me move this. Just use Control Shift down. So that's it. Another thing you can do is this. So highlight your whatever you want to do. You don't even need to highlight that. Just click from up here. Click from up here. Use insert. So insert. When you insert, you can see this here that it has inserted an extra one. So you can just bring, if this is your problem, what you want it to move. So you can just cut paste values. You get, just put your extra column there, paste your values. If it's close by, paste your values, delete whichever you want to delete. Let me delete this. You can see. So those are the ways that you can move whatever you want to move. All right, is that fine? Festus? Hello? Yeah, okay, it's fine. All right, so that's just it. So when you have that cursor that has pointed arrows at the end, you can move anything. If it's a very large data set and you're having issues with it, you can just insert a column, copy and paste your values, delete the one that you're coming from. If you each other, you can move and switch. And it's not just that, too. Now, let me show you this. Because sometimes, you're having a lot. So you can highlight all of this. See, highlighting all of this. You can move it. See, I've moved it. So it's not just one, it's not just a single column you can move. You can move as much as whatever you want to move. And you have problems. But sometimes also you can just not give yourself issues. You can make it normal range. Once you make it normal range, move what you have to move, then make it tables. So move what you have to move, then just make it tables when you are done. So it inserts tables, it links your values, and you are good to go. All right. So I think that's all. Any other question? Let's just take one more if anybody has. There we go. Just watch the class to work on Power Query and a little bit of formatting and the few things that we did today. So I think that's all. I think that's all for today. I think everybody's okay with it. We have been having low turnout in classes because of work. Everybody that is not here, just try as much as possible to watch the classes. Sometimes I have to repeat and go back and go back. All right, so thank you for being in class tonight. We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you very much, sir.
Saturday, you're welcome by 6 p.m. as usual. That'll be our last class for week 3. Yes, week 3. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Stay safe.